Carts, thanks for joining us. We're heading into our final game of the year this weekend. How do you reflect on the progress made across the whole of 2023?
It seems crazy. It's been a whole year. I think coming into this year, the start of the 2023, we went on a really good run. Obviously put ourselves in contention again at the top end of the table, and gained some real momentum and ended up pushing Bristol City all the way. So I think it was a real rebuild for us coming into last season, and I thought as the season went on we got stronger and stronger, and we were able to keep building within the team and then around the team, which was vitally important for us. So yeah, as much as it was frustrating and the what ifs of finishing a point off top spot, I think on reflection it was a really good progressive season for us last year, and we went into the summer in a positive frame of mind with plenty of plans in place, and I think then with the takeover at the football club, that obviously enhanced things and meant that we could maybe tweak and do things a little bit differently to what we originally thought. So, and yeah, since the new owners have been in, everything around the football club as a whole has been great, and the ambition, and you can just feel the energy now has really shifted. And for us as a team, there's big plans and a real strategy in place for us moving forward. So yeah, we came into this year obviously with a lot of confidence, looking to build on what we had done last year and learn some of the mistakes, and it kind of felt like a bit of deja vu to start the year. Obviously we came out the blocks and didn't win in the first four, but I think on reflection now for us, we've came through that storm, that little bit of adversity, and I think it's stood us in good stead, because I think we were always confident if we could get that first victory and get some momentum going, then our season could take off. And since then, coming into Christmas now, we've been on a great run. The performances have been very, very good, and you can see the confidence building. So and the team is really gelling, and obviously our new arrivals and new additions have bedded in now and know the system, know how we want to play, and are flourishing. So the challenge is to keep this going into the new year.
And as you mentioned, it was a challenging start to this season, perhaps not how we expected it to go, but we've really turned it around in the last few months. What have you made of the reaction from your side, and also were there any tweaks that you felt like you needed to make after that spell to really transform us?
Yeah, I think it was a lot down to a bit of confidence, and I think there was we looked like we were playing with a little bit of pressure, and I think it's always the case when expectancy rises a little bit off the back of what we did last year and coming so close. I think the expectation from everyone around the team is that we're going to go and do that again and go one better. And I think our confidence levels and our aims and ambitions are always going to be high, but at the same time you've got to go and earn it on the pitch, and it just felt like we were playing with a little bit of that pressure. And I think once we got to grips with that, and just trusted in what we were doing and kept working and kept grinding, because I think there was moments in them opening 4 games where things weren't going for us, and luck it wasn't on our side, which happens, and during them periods you just have to stick with it and fight through it, and that's what the group have done, and now they're flourishing. So confidence is always a big key, as we know in football, and once you get that going for you, your season can take off. So yeah, the challenge for us now is coming through that period and that bit of a storm, and that adversity I think has hardened us a little bit, and yeah, we've got to learn from that now and make sure that for the rest of the season anyway, that we don't allow ourselves to creep back into that kind of storm.
Do you think the start to the season was a bit about adapting to and managing that pressure that we've perhaps not had in recent seasons at all, that positive pressure where we're expected to push for the title?
Yeah, I think we had it last year, didn't we, coming down from the WSL and being underdogs and being up against it for so many years, and to then all of a sudden coming into a division where we're seen as a bigger team, or a team that should go and win games. It's difficult sometimes to switch that mentality, and we've had players here who've fought for years in relegation battles to then switch the narrative and be like, right, we're going to go and contend at the right end of the table. It can take a bit of transition, but Yeah, it was. We learnt a lot from last year, and I think for us now, we know that 22 league games in this league, there's very little room for error. So you've got to make sure that every single game you're ready, and you can't have any games off or allow yourselves to be lackadaisical in any game, especially now with how strong the league is and the opposition you're coming up against. So learning from mistakes and dealing with the adversity and the hurdles that come along the way, which there's always going to be, and making sure, as I say, the biggest thing is trusting in what you're doing, trusting in each other, and believing that we're good enough to go and win games.
And it's 7 unbeaten, as you said earlier. How pleasing is it to see us performing consistently now and getting the results to match it?
Yeah, it's great, and it's great for the players because they put in so much hard work, and we ask a lot of them in terms of tactically and technically and physically. We want them to be the best that they possibly can, and with that you've got to work extremely hard, and they do. They put the work in, and day in, day out you see it, and you can see the quality. So it's then about going and executing on a game day, and we all know that from the training ground to the match day is very different, and there's a lot more that goes on, especially mentally. And I think our mentality has been great, shifted from them first 4 games, and as I say, we're playing with a real confidence now and belief, and it's just good that the players are getting the rewards for that, for all that hard work. As I say, that's what you put it in for, is 3 points and to win games on the weekend.
And after a longer international break recently, we returned last weekend against MK Dons in the FA Cup, who put up a real good fight and really tested us in a different way to what we've perhaps experienced in recent weeks. What did you make of that performance?
Yeah, I thought he was really patient, and credit, as I say, to MK Dons, because I thought they came with a clear game plan and worked extremely hard to limit space for us, or to make us work really hard for any openings that we did create. And I think probably in the final third we just need to be a little bit more ruthless and show a little bit more quality. And as the game went on, you could see that we were getting more moments in and around the box. It was just then about taking one of the chances, and sometimes in a game it takes till the 90th, 91st minute for that to happen, and that's what I liked about it. It was nothing rushed. It was in control and real patient. We didn't force much, and we got the job done. So yes, I think there was probably a little bit of rustiness in some of the players not playing in 2.5 weeks, internationals coming back, and us not having many days planning and prep together as a full group, but ultimately we got the job done professionally.
And as you mentioned, that rustiness, it helped us build back into action ahead of a big game this weekend against Sunderland. How eager are the team to end this year on a high?
Yeah, it's the challenge for us is to continue this run that we're on, and we know that the opposition are going to be tough. We had a really tough game against them earlier in the season at home, and they've been on great form. Had a great first half to the season and work extremely hard, and we know that anything that we do get against them, we're going to have to really go and earn. So yeah, the players are motivated because we've, as I say, put in so much good work now in these past few months to get ourselves back in contention and in that pack now at the top end of the table. So we don't want to let up, and we don't want to let that hard work go by the wayside. We've got to keep at it, and yeah, stay competitive, and that's exactly what we're going to need to be the weekend.
And Sunderland are joint top of the table. They've got a really effective way of playing that's obviously worked for them this season. How do you go about preparing for that?
I think that the message is clear that expect a really tough game, and as I say, we're going to have to work extremely hard in everything that we do, with the ball, without the ball. As you say, Sunderland are playing with a real confidence. I've mentioned that word a lot, but it's so vital, and for us, we're getting into rhythm now in everything that we want to do, but you can see Sunderland are very set in what they do, with and without the ball. Everyone knows their job, and they work extremely hard for each other. So yeah, credit to Mal and the staff, because they've certainly had them going this first half of the season. And for us, we know our threats and what we can bring, and we've got to say, go and execute on game day.
And we've had a full week training now. How have the group trained this week?
Yeah, really well. And it's sometimes you look at them and say there's a Christmas break coming up. Do you take your foot off the gas? But they've been full throttle, and they understand the importance as you say, of every league game for us now, and you know, there's not a massive amount of games left, even heading into the new year in the league. So everyone's vital. So as I say, we've got to be ready, and we can't leave anything to chance. Our planning, our prep, and our focus has to be 100%. Because yeah, if you don't do that, you'll get found out on game day. So yeah, they've been great. There's a real determination, I think, to continue this run. And yeah, we know the levels and the heights that we can get to. It's about challenging and pushing ourselves to get there.
And there was a couple of players missing last weekend. How are we looking on an injury front heading into Sunderland?
Yeah, I think we've been pretty fortunate this first half of the season, that we haven't had a massive injury list, and I say that, you know, cross fingers as well. But yeah, we've got a couple back now. You know, Charlie Devlin's obviously, you know, missed a few games previously, but come on, made an impact at the weekend. So Charlie's made good strides, and you know, Abby Jenner has had a few injuries in the last few weeks, but hopefully AJ will be good for the weekend. And yeah, so we're managing to get players back out on pitch and in the squad, and as I say, it just gives me options and ammunition. As you see in the weekend, you know, the three of the finishers who came on set up the first goal, or what ended up being the most important one for us, and that's what, you know, I'm blessed to have. He's a big squad, so yeah, it's nice that, as I say, as it stands, we've got a fairly full, healthy squad.
Thanks, Scott. Good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.